Okay, today's video is going to be on the topic of how to become a public speaker. I know many of you want to get out there and start speaking to all kinds of groups. Well, I'm Dr. Edward Martin. I'm a motivational speaker and also a public speaking and marketing coach. So I'm going to talk to you about it. I'm making this video as I'm driving to my next speaking engagement. So as I'm looking at the traffic, I'll also be looking into the screen here. All right, so let's go through. There's basically 5 main factors that you're going to need if you want to become a public speaker. All right, so let's go through the 5 topics and we'll cover them generally today, and then in my upcoming videos, we're going to get deeper and deeper into each of these factors. All right, so number 1, you're going to need to have a specific goal or reason for speaking. In order to get out there and put in the effort and time to actually be a speaker, you're going to have to be motivated. So what is your reason? Now, let me give you an example of a non-specific reason and a specific reason. A non-specific reason would be, well, I'd like to get out there and give some speeches and get some new customers or clients. That's so general. How many do you want? Do you want to get 1 new customer? Do you want to get 95 new customers? Okay, so you have to be specific. Here's a specific goal. I'd like to get 100 new customers or clients in the next 12 months just from being out there speaking. Okay, so start thinking of a specific goal or reason for getting out there, and you're going to need it. Public speaking can be great no matter what field you're in. It can bring you new customers, new clients. It can make you all kinds of contacts for you. So start thinking, what is it you want to achieve? Now, the second factor that you're going to need, and all of these factors work together. If any of these factors are missing, the whole thing falls apart. Okay, so second factor that you're going to need a slow and safe way to practice and develop the speech you're going to be giving to get new business. Okay, so see, many of the typical public speaking classes out there, I think they go about it the wrong way. Many of my coaching clients come to me. Some of them have taken years of those courses, and they're still not out there speaking. They still don't feel comfortable. And here's the big mistake. Many of those groups kind of treat everyone the same way. They tell you, okay, pick a current event or pick your favorite book, and in a week or 2, get up here and speak for 15 or 30 minutes in front of 100 people. That just doesn't work. Some people don't have, a matter of fact, I'd say half of the people don't have the experience to do that. And that's why there's a high turnover rate. A lot of people drop those courses because they don't feel comfortable. So you can't just throw someone up there in front of all those people when they're not ready for it. When I'm coaching people, I coach people from all over the world, and right now I'm doing quite a bit even on the internet and on the phone. Those people start off, maybe they're starting just with me. I'll tell them, instead of 15 minutes or 30 minutes, try 1 minute. Try 1 minute with me. And when you feel comfortable with that, let's try 2 minutes. Then let's try 3 minutes. You're developing at your own pace. So you have to have a safe and a slow way to practice your speeches, and you have to develop a speech that you want to give. I mean, if I tell you to go practice giving current event talks, that's not going to help you. My clients come to me and they ask me, can you get me out there speaking in the next 3 weeks or next 4 weeks? Yeah, I can if we're developing your speech, not talking about who's your favorite president or what current event is interesting to you. That's not going to help you. And so I see a lot of people waste years going to these public speaking classes, and then they're still not ready to go out there and give a speech on their topic. All right, so we'll get into that deeper and deeper. All right, so you need a specific reason or goal for speaking, and you have to have a slow and safe way to practice and develop your speech. Factor number 3, you need basically to know how many speeches you're going to give during the next 12 months. And I'll tell you why that's so important. So many people go out there and they dabble at it and they go, well, I gave 2 or 3 speeches during the last year. Well, that doesn't help you achieve your goal. Let me give you an example. Let's say on factor number 1, your goal was to get 100 new customers or clients from your speeches. Okay, now let's say you're averaging, as a new speaker, 2 new customers per speech. Okay, so let's do the math. If you're averaging around 2 customers per speech, well, you'd probably have to give around 50 speeches in a year, which is about 1 per week, to get 100 new customers, because 2 new customers times 50 speeches, that equals 100. So if you do the math, you'll see if you're on track to achieve your goals. So start thinking about your goals and how many speeches is it going to take. And you'll see as you become a good speaker, usually in the 2nd year or 3rd year, people are doing better. Maybe they were averaging 2 new customers in the beginning per speech. What if in the 2nd year out there, you're averaging 4 to 5 new customers per speech? So usually it's getting better and better. Okay, so that's the 3rd factor. How many speeches are you going to give this year in order to achieve that goal you want? Okay, factor number 3 is how many speeches? Factor number 4, I ask people, where are you going to speak? I called this the business factor. So you want to know where is the best place for your speech topic? What is a good target market for you? A lot of people make a mistake and then they quit. They just speak a few times at any group. Many groups maybe need a speaker that week. Maybe one of their speakers got sick and they needed someone to fill in. That doesn't do you any good. I've seen people go out and they're speaking at clubs and different meetings. And let's say the group just will take anyone. Let's say they had a dentist last week, and the week before they had a real estate agent, and the week before that they had an insurance salesperson. Well, when you get up there to talk about your topic, you want to know that they're interested in your topic. So don't just speak anywhere, because you'll get frustrated, and most people after a few of those, they quit. So my speaking clients, my coaching clients, they average between 50 to 200 speeches per year, depending on how big their goal is. So like I say, if they wanted 100 new customers or clients from their speeches, so maybe they're doing about 50 a year, which is 1 per week on the average. And so they'll attain their 100 customers by speaking 50 times. But what if they had a bigger goal? Maybe they need to speak 100 times a year, which is about 2 times a week, or 150 times a year, which is around 3 times per week. All right, so start thinking of where you're going to speak, and this is where we start analyzing things. We start analyzing, should I be speaking at different kinds of conferences, different kinds of corporations or associations? How about different kinds of conventions or organizations? You shouldn't just speak anywhere. This is where we analyze your speech topic and how does it fit the type of group you're going to talk to. Don't do things just to be out there. You're wasting your time. And like I say, you'll get tired of it and then you'll quit. Public speaking, speakers are usually out there, especially if they're successful at it and they're getting a lot of business from it. They're out there for years. I have coaching clients that have been out there for 10 or 20 years already, but they're getting something out of it. Okay, so that's factor number 4, the business factor. Where are you going to speak? And like I say, we'll be getting into this deeper and deeper on my upcoming videos. So keep an eye out for my different videos on the internet. Okay, factor number 5, I called this the commitment factor. This is when I ask you, let's say I ran into you a year later. Maybe you saw me speak, and then a year later you saw me maybe in a restaurant, and we're talking, and I said, oh, how many speeches have you given in the last year? And if you say 2 or 3, all right, so you were dabbling at it, and you weren't really serious, and then you quit. So your commitment factor was nothing. You decided, I'm not going to do it. But if you tell me, I liked your ideas, I wanted to see if it would work, I gave 52 speeches in the last 12 months. I'll go, hey, that's a pretty good commitment. That's like 1 speech per week. What if another person said, well, I gave 125 speeches in the last 12 months? All right, so they were speaking usually at least twice a week. And some people may have had big goals. And what if they spoke 200 times? So they might be speaking about 4 times a week. Okay, so the commitment factor is very important. So if you find after a few months you're just dabbling at it, then you're wasting your time. You should know how many speeches you're giving, not only every year, but how about every week? How about every month? So it should be part of your business plan, especially if you want to attain your goals of getting, let's say, 100 new customers from your speeches, or maybe you put it in dollar amounts. What if you wanted to bring in an extra $150,000 from your speeches in the next 12 months? So you need a business plan and a strategy for getting there. All right, so that's the 5th missing goal for most people that don't have a plan. That's your commitment factor. Now, once again, I'll say, watch for my upcoming videos on the internet. And I want you, when you have a chance, to go to my website. It's www.successwithpublicspeaking.com. That's www.successwithpublicspeaking.com. And my email address is right on the website. So feel free. You can always send me questions, and I'll usually try to write back to you within 2 or 3 days. All right. So this is Dr. Martin. I hope you get motivated to do this. Like I say, public speaking can be great for anyone. And I'll just throw out a few ideas for you. I mean, I'll just go off the top of my head on this. Some of my coaching clients, they can be anything from travel agents, real estate agents, surgeons, dentists, all kinds of physicians, stockbrokers, all kinds of business owners. I even train restaurant owners to go out there and speak, and they're getting all kinds of customers for their restaurant. And they even send their waiters and waitresses out to speak. I train them. And so this can be for anyone: architects, nurses, engineers, karate teachers, yoga teachers, music teachers. Like I say, the list goes on and on. So don't think this isn't for you. This is for you. And don't let your fears control you. If you're a little afraid of public speaking, you're in a boat with a lot of other people. It's one of the most common fears in the world, but you can get over that within a few weeks to a month if you have a smart strategy. And I have a lot of smart strategies I'm going to be teaching you about. So until next time, this is Dr. Edward Martin, and I want you to know you can become a very successful and confident public speaker. You can get over your stage fright and overcome your fear of public speaking. So until next time, this is Dr. Martin. Have a great week.